Hey guys, Codename Gamma here doing another little video for you. I wanted to talk about how X and Y values work along with velocity, rotation, and all that stuff. So I went ahead into the cheat table and found and fixed these rotation values. So if you notice our X and our Y here, these change depending on where we're moving and which way we're facing, and they're almost the opposite of each other all the time. I'm not exactly sure what causes that or really what the reason is. So I have a feeling maybe one's ground movement, one's in air, but I mean they are both there. We also have our rotation. Yeah. Pretty simple. So let's see here if I lock these, what that does here. So you can see what happens. So I'm facing forward, and even though I'm pressing back on the gamepad or my analog stick, I'm constantly moving forward because that's the direction it's telling the game to go. So let's go ahead and set this back. Unlock it. Now I'm facing, let's face into this corner. Lock these. If I do it again, see I'm just constantly running into that corner. Because for whatever reason, I think the glitch that DSS is looking for is setting the facing values to a certain direction, which kind of happens when you jump for whatever reason. You'll see your character kind of snap to a certain direction. I think that's what's happening with that. So now that we have these values, we can watch and see what exactly they are. Same with Y rotation. So if you notice, it's 0 pretty much right now. I mean, it's extremely rounded when it shouldn't be, but normally it'll be 0. Is a good thing. So let's go ahead and do this jump here. See how I didn't get any vertical height off of that? That's because that value was set to 0 when we initiated our drill, right? So obviously we aren't going to get any height off of it. But what if we lock this to 9? Sorry, 0.9, because the max value of this is +1 or -1. So see how I'm gaining height off of that? So whatever value or whatever the game is setting when you're in that locked state is a positive Y rotation value. We can also set this to -9. If we set this to -9, 0.9, sorry, you'll notice we don't really get any height at all still. We just kind of slam into the floor. So, I mean, it's kind of funky the way it is because it's always 0, -1, or +1. Anything other than that, it just kind of loops around. Same thing with these camera values, but the whole game kind of works like that. So, now that we can see what stuff is, we can kind of notice when it might be appropriate to do whatever we need to do so we can get height. Sorry I'm bad at explaining this stuff. This is kind of off the cuff and kind of still hard to explain. But yeah. A new updated cheat table is going up on my website now with the new camera values and these fixed Y coordinates and velocity values. So yeah, for you people that are out there glitch hunting and speedrunning, this is gonna be perfect for you. So see on the loop how it counted through that Y rotation? Certain things do that, loops do that, most slopes, even though they're normal slopes won't do that. Same thing with rails. You can see here it's updating. But as soon as we land, that should go pretty much back to a same value.
It's carrying supplies. I don't think it's armed or anything.
If you're doing it, and you see that it's like a -6 or whatever, and at the end it ends with an E, that's just because it's such an extreme value it doesn't know how to process it. So don't think that it's actually a 6 rotation, it's just an invalid value. That can sometimes happen when dealing with floats because they're such extreme. Like right there, it's -6. It actually isn't, it's just such a long rounded value that it can't round that off right. Let's get up to the loop up here. So it's 0, but even though we're going up, it kind of changes a little bit, but not much. At a certain point, it does actually start counting. It's just not all the time, so you need to be aware of that when you're doing your thing. Same thing there. See how it's 0? It's because we're flat. It's... yeah. I mean, that's 0, but if we go and do this again, now that we're straight up and down, it has a value of 1. So, yeah, I mean, it's not too hard to understand, but now that you know what it is, you can actually sit and watch and figure out when that Y rotation is going to set, so that way you can do your glitch and do your skips correctly. This has been Codename Gamma. Thanks for watching.